Hi, my name is KARL-JAMES Langford. I haven't done one of these conversations to camera for quite some time. Too busy with my acting, my archaeology, my farming, my journalism, my book writing, big world. And I had to stick out of this political thing at this moment because my views are really outspoken. And I've seen that with a community page that we've set up on Facebook called Barrion District Museumers. Really keep away from politics. But I needed to do this recording today because it's been on my mind for a while. And we start off with this beautiful flag behind. I've just had it printed and draped, falling down from a horizontal bar rather than a vertical bar as flags would have been displayed. Good place to start? Well, this flag represents a king of Cymru, Wales called King Dafydd, who was executed in Shrewsbury on the 3rd of October in the year 1283. People always talk about the last king, or they say prince, of Cymru, Wales. Well, actually, they weren't princes, they were kings. They always say that King Llewellyn, who died in battle in 1282, on the 11th of December, was actually the last king of Cymru, Wales. But that's not true. His brother was the last king of Cymru, Wales, who was executed on the 3rd of October 1283. And that leaves Gwenllian, who dies in some kind of nunnery, the last of the sort of leaders of true-blooded Cymru. She dies roughly around 1326, but let's move on. Can you see this? Yeah. It's a Prince Andrew postcard. Why am I showing this today? Well, in the news is Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew's fall from grace. And like many things in British history, it's about to be rewritten. Oh, he's not a prince anymore, is he? He was never a prince. Sooner or later, he'd be whitewashed out of the royal family. And he will never have been the king's brother. And that's already happening. Whatever you feel about Prince Andrew, go on. Call him names in the comment box. The fact of the matter is he's part of British history. There was a royal wedding on the 23rd of July in 1986. Yeah, a royal wedding, all right? But that's going to be written out of history. The point is, whatever you feel about different bits of history, whether they're right or wrong, you just can't write them out. You can't whitewash them. You can't remove them. The American Civil War is something that really interests me. And people have been tearing down the statues, and then people have been putting the statues back up, trying to erase the American Civil War. It made America. It really did. And moving on to the real point I wanted to make today. People who follow me, they will know that I'm trying to steer more towards my acting and still a field archaeologist. That's where I'm going to go. And I'm really looking at Roman era archaeology. Yes, I would say that 5% of the British population in the Roman era was from the Roman Empire, and the rest of the 95 were native British people who built most of whatever's going on in Roman era Britain. So before anyone attacks me on that one, then it's fine. So I've got my cat in front of me here. He's a piece of history. There he is. It's real. But the fact of the matter is, I've lived in West Wales for well over 5 years. It's not been an easy life. Travel back and forth, Barry and so on. And I actually live in my camper van, and I live in Llanford, but we've got land in West Wales. It wasn't this time last year, but a good case of around 16, 17 months ago, I completed an archaeological report for a potential developer. And this was called a desktop survey. It was quite a long desktop survey. And up until that point, 17, 18 months before, ago, before I started writing the report from now. So we're talking about sort of I completed by October in the year 2024. So the whole of last year's gone and we're into 2026. Up until that point, I actually thought in this report, looking through all the records that I possibly could, I'm going to actually find the history of the landscape. A big chunk of the landscape, we're talking about sort of a radius of several miles for this desktop survey for this developer. There was something really wrong about what I was seeing. So basically, the way it goes was there was loads of prehistoric stuff, loads of it, right? And then no Roman era stuff. Bit of Iron Age stuff. Okay, fair enough. And then suddenly the clock stops, and then suddenly it's like, well, there was nothing. And it was just, there was nothing else being recorded from basically sort of the birth of Christ all the way through to about 1500. And I just thought, what's happened to this 1,400-500 years of history? So I started looking at the landscape, and there was these odd trackways going off in places, and there were hedge lines, and that was it. And then suddenly in the landscape, you see the odd ruined cottage, and that's it. But these odd ruined cottages dated probably to earliest of about 1600s, and there was nothing. So usually archaeologists lie to you. They say that there were all these upland clearances and the land was cleared and sheep and all the rest of it. But you still need sheepfold. You still needed... No, the landscape just wasn't cleared that way. It's absolute nonsense. But it really, really is. I started seeing this. And you know what? So I've written this report and all the photographs in it, right? And the back then in October 2024... the report was actually rejected because it wasn't actually written half in Welsh and half in English, which I thought was really odd. Anyway, and they basically said that I hadn't visited the landscape that I was writing about. And I just thought, hang on a minute, I live around here. Why didn't I? Anyway, that they want me to rectify that and so on and whatever. But there was absence of that material from the birth of Christ all the way through to, 1500s. But my God, I knew the answers. I always did know the answers, because, so we'll come up with some names, right? So there was Mrs. Jones, Mr. Davis, and Mr. Jones. Now, Mr. Jones is related to Mrs. Jones, but they hate each other. And Mr. Davis. So on the moment that we actually, this is back to my story, within the same landscape that I did the desktop survey, archaeological desktop survey. As a qualified archaeologist, I've done all this in university. I've done a number of these things over the years. And anyway, the point is the answers were all there. And what the answers were was that when we bought the land in West Wales from Mr. Jones, we were told by a Mr. Davis that you won't find any medieval history around here because it's all been erased. So, but before that, see, it's more. when we organised to buy the land in West Wales from Mr. Jones, right? We asked him about the landscape, and he says, "Don't know anything about the history. Don't know anything." Now, apparently, this guy had lived here. This guy's family had lived here generation after generation. He was denying that there was any history in the landscape at all. He didn't know anything. But then we were told by Mr. Davis that Mr. Jones had actively demolished anything that was other than banks and stuff. Apparently, Mr. Jones's family had demolished a medieval church and had demolished loads of medieval buildings and stuff. But I couldn't actually find any evidence of this. It was all hearsay because the landscape around here, people are really toxic. You know, they hate this Mr. Jones because he sells his land to people who want to do something with it, right? And this Mr. Davis wants to do whatever he possibly can to discredit Mr. Jones. But I thought there's actually something in this. There's actually some credence, there's actually some credibility. Where there's rumours and myths and legends, there's a fact waiting to be told, right? So anyway, we're looking at that. And then there's this Mrs. Jones, right? This Mrs. Jones, right, who's not related to Mr. Jones, and they hate each other. Mrs. Jones said to me that she wanted Mr. Jones dead several times. Anyway, the point is Mrs. Jones would also deny that there's any history on the landscape, right? But then here's the little thing, right? When we bought this land, the first conversation we had with Mr. Jones, right, he said that there's a cottage that when he had built his house, which had been 15 years earlier, right, he deliberately demolished this cottage that's it's probably 1700s, but he told us that he demolished this cottage deliberately to erase it so nobody knows it's there, right? So we put all these clues together, and it turns out that there's an active policy in certain parts of West Wales to remove history. Fact. It's a fact, right? And then it makes me think the following, right? The people removing history are not English immigrants, because I'm not English, I'm Welsh. Do siarad Cymraeg? I do. And the point is with all of this, is that people say that the English people come in and want to erase history. No, it's the Welsh people who are actively erasing history, right? The people who actually wrote back to this, the people who actually wrote the history of Cymru Wales, right? Who wrote it down, were the same people who said that Dafydd was never a king. Dafydd was not the last king of Wales, Cymru. It was Llywelyn. And the people who actually wrote that history were not the English, but the Welsh. So anything that goes wrong in Welsh and English history, right, it's always blamed on the English, right? I know Treferyn, the building the dam there and flooding this valley was it 1956? I can't remember the date there. It's not there. Anyway, no, it's in the 60s. Anyway, whenever Treferyn was flooded, right, that's the point, whatever date it is. Whenever Treferyn flooded, which is a valley which is not too far away from me, it's said that it was to the English in Liverpool were flooding this valley to take the water away, and they were making a profit. Fair enough. So the English are always the people who are charged with destroying Welsh history and culture, right? But when you go back to something called the Welsh Knot in the late 1800s, the Welsh Knot, WN, right, was a piece of wood that was tied on to people, right, to basically say that they, the Welsh Knot don't speak Welsh. So if you speak Welsh, you have this piece of wood tied around your neck and you've got to wear it for the rest of the day, right? WN, Welsh Knot, you're not allowed to speak Welsh, right? But the people in Cymru Wales that were forcing people to wear the Welsh Knot weren't the English teachers, it was the Welsh teachers. It was the Welsh teachers who were forcing people to stop speaking siarad Cymraeg, right? So I don't want to get political, but back to this story, and we'll end on there and see what people think, right? Back to the story. So anyway, put the facts together, right? So we buy this land in West Wales over 5 years ago, right? We're already told that the landscape's been actively erased of its history by certain players. Whether that's true or not, but the fact of the matter is, right, we've got one person who's blaming somebody else for destroying their history, and then that person, Mr. Davies, is actively, right, demolishing a building, right, without any permission. He's actively demolishing this building, right, so he can build his new building, which isn't sort of odd, but he's blaming somebody else for destroying history, and then he's destroying history himself. Here's a little thing, right? This time last year, right, we've got a little bit of archaeology on our land, and this same Mr. Davies, he actively destroyed part of an archaeological monument that we're trying to save. He demolished it. He demolished it. This Mr. Davies actively demolished some of the history and archaeology. He didn't care. He ripped down a wall. He destroyed it, right, to change something with a boundary. He didn't care. And these are the people destroying the history of Cymru Wales. It's not the English moving in. It's the actual Welsh people around here who are destroying the history of Cymru Wales. Those are the people. And when you think about it, right, the people that the people in West Wales hate the most is people coming from South Wales, not the English. They hate us more than anything. They absolutely hate people from South Wales, right? Because it's the people of South Wales who want to keep our history and heritage intact, when it's the people of West Wales who are actively destroying it. If you want more of this story, then I'll give it to you, right? But I just thought I'd do an introduction, a long introduction. Diolch yn fawr chi. Gwelwch chi eto. Ac hopefully I'll speak to you soon. Thank you. And keep watching my channel, subscribing if you've got this far, right? Press the join button. £1.99 a month would really help, right? I can get another top like this. Another flag like this. Look at this gorgeous flag. Not many people see the flag of King Dafydd flying as it should be flown. From above down and not on the side where it's wrinkly and nobody can see what it is. I'm a true supporter of our Cymru Wales. And embolden and embody King Dafydd, the last true king of Cymru Wales. Long live you, King Dafydd, and may you one day be re-erected and remembered in the spirit of not erasing history.